Even though the Chargers appear to be moving ahead with a stadium plan in Los Angeles, team officials say they're still reviewing the $1.1 billion financial plan for a new stadium in San Diego. Joining me with a breakdown of that financial plan is my guest, Adam Day, chairman of the Citizens Stadium Advisory Group. And Adam, this finance plan of $1.1 billion, how would that money be spent?
Essentially, the construction cost for a new stadium includes $950 million for the stadium itself, $144 million for parking structure, $60 million in stadium-related infrastructure, which gets you to about $1.1 billion. And then if you include the value of 60 acres of city-owned land, that brings you to about $1.3 billion.
And this financing plan touts no tax increases, no general fund increases, and it doesn't rely on a general fund money. But there's a lot of public money involved in this, $121 million each from the city and county, and $225 million from the sale of city land. So give us a sense of the buy-in that the advisory group had to get or did get for using these public dollar contributions.
Well, our plan was to develop a financing plan that works, that can actually be financed, that's fair for the city, the county, the taxpayers, and the team. But it's not our job to negotiate. So essentially what we've put together is a framework of a plan. We've identified over $1.4 billion in revenues to fund the construction costs of $1.1 billion. So there's over $300 million in surplus revenues. And essentially, we've provided those recommendations to the mayor so he has flexibility as he sits down with the team to hash out the final deal.
What's the return on investment for the city of San Diego?
Well, we think this is a good investment for the city. First and foremost, the city currently spends between $11 and $14 million per year to pay for the operations and maintenance of Qualcomm Stadium. Our recommendation has that level going down to about $7 million a year. So essentially, the city will be saving money from its general fund budget. It's also a good investment for the team because they'll be able to recoup their investment, although we've asked them to contribute slightly more than they've offered in the past. The cost of the facility has increased over 300% in the last 10 years, and so we're asking the team to share in that cost increase. But there are opportunities for them to generate additional revenue too.
Sure, and let's talk about that because the Chargers you have down for at least $100 million more than they said they would originally contribute. Why do you think they'll contribute more?
Well, as I said, in the last 10 years, the cost of the facility has increased 300%. Now, that's not because of inflation. That's because there's a new business model that the NFL and their franchises use. And so we've asked the team we've recommended to the mayor that the team increase its cost by 50%. So we think that's a reasonable cost sharing percentage for the team and the city to split. But there's also new ways for them to generate additional revenue with a new modern stadium, naming rights, advertising within the stadium, new premium seats, etc. So
sure.
Lots of opportunities for the team to recoup its investment.
Under the plan, the $173 million, some of that would come from, the $173 million would actually come from the Chargers rent going back to construction bonds. How would that work?
Well, essentially, our recommendation has them paying $1 million in rent per game, or roughly $10 million per year. If you take that over 30 years in a net present value calculation, you can generate $173 million up front. Essentially, we would go to the bond market, capture that revenue, and apply that towards the construction costs.
How does that compare to what other teams make?
It's in the middle, if not on the low end. Minnesota Vikings pay about $8.5 million per year. San Francisco 49ers pay about $24 million per year. So we're recommending $10 million per year. When you consider parking, concessions, and merchandise, that makes the team's rent very comparable.
Now, when you're talking about $100 million in funding through tickets, parking surcharges, and the personal seat licenses, how much are you anticipating that ticket prices and those surcharges will actually go up? How much is it going to cost?
Well, the ticket surcharge we recommend is $5 per Charger game, $2 for every other game. Parking surcharge is recommended at $3 per vehicle. That's be less than half the national average. It's less than 5% essentially of a ticket or parking charge. We think it's important for the fans to share in the cost of this new facility.
Now, the mayor says he would like this stadium deal to go before the voters, but the current financing plan is it's basically designed to avoid going before the voters. So why should the public support this financing plan?
Well, we didn't design the plan to avoid a vote. We're agnostic on a vote. We're not recommending a vote, but we're not recommending a vote. There's nothing in our plan that's legally required for a vote or financially required for a vote. But that's certainly a decision for the mayor and the team to make together.
Okay, so why should the public support the plan then?
Well, I think this is a very good plan for the team, the city, the county, and the taxpayers. It's important for the civic fabric of San Diego. We fought hard to save the opera. I think it's important for our culture here in San Diego to have an NFL franchise team as well.
All right, the entire financing plan is on our website, kpbs.org. Adam Day, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.